This past week, I wrote a repo of scripts to create a gaming PC on Google Cloud. I got decently far before giving up, and yes, I spent an embarrassing amount of time on one day doing this with the help of Grok and a few other AIs to clean up some details. I discovered that there's this thing called discovered that you can use preemptable VMs with preemptable GPUs, and I got streaming at 1440 by 900 working, audio streaming successfully. The only component that's vital is getting a game controller to stream from Mac OS to a Windows VM on Google Cloud. Going through the whole process meant creating a script to update the firewall rules so that Parsec, there's a remote desktop service called Parsec that's focused on making it possible to stream very quickly, to stream human interface content very quickly so that you can play games on a cloud PC. I went through all that learning curve, got a whole bunch of virtual drivers installed, found services that are turned off by default on Windows Server and turned them on to make things like game content work. And for whatever reason, I never was able to get the Xbox game controller to stream. I was able to get it to be acknowledged on Parsec locally. It never once acknowledged it on the host. The diagnostics are pretty minimal on host and client. There's this website that always pops up when troubleshooting game controllers called Gamepad Tester. It never worked, period, whether it was on the Mac trying to use that or on the Windows VM trying to use it. Not even once. What did work is I installed Parallels on Mac, got my Windows 11 VM running, which was just not one of those data center versions of Windows. It's just good old fashioned Windows 11 desktop version, not server based at all. I got that completely working locally on my MacBook Pro, and as you would expect, the rendering is horrible because there is no GPU on the MacBook Pro. So just using the MacBook's onboard RAM, it worked. I didn't burn out my laptop. As long as you just gotta take all the settings inside the game and make them as low as possible, and cap it at 1440 by 900 on the resolution. And technically, I got it working. It's just very unenjoyable waiting for things to load. That's all. And including the game controller. The game controller actually would propagate from Mac through Parallels into the Windows VM running locally. So, yeah, it's a good. Another great find was I found a Groupon deal for buying a Windows license for like $10, which I didn't know existed. Also, Parallels is pretty good. Like if I was going to go with that solution long term, Parallels is like going to be $70 for the year, but it'd be nice to have like a forever license that was pretty cheap. I don't know if there's a Parallels out there that's just you just have it forever and done. Yeah, so by no means was this experience like a nice, clean, out of the box experience. After succeeding with a mediocre solution on Parallels, I jumped over to the game solution on Windows, especially after discovering Windows GCP has preemptable VMs that are super affordable, as long as you're willing to be interrupted. And I don't care enough about these games to, I don't want the ability to play a game for several hours because I know I would ruin my life with that. What else? I, after failing to stream the game control, I then tried Nvidia's um, pre-built app, and they have a free tier. So if you want to try playing games on their cloud, Nvidia's cloud, it's extremely promising. And the initial experience is deliberately bad because the free tier makes you wait in a queue for an available GPU, and you look at ads, and then you do all that, and then you discover that, hey, not even Nvidia's app for Mac will acknowledge this game controller, which is quite a surprise. And of course, and then you dig further into the Nvidia website, and they have a whole bunch of Nvidia branded controllers and VR goggles and all kinds of stuff. So, not waiting around for them to suddenly get good at legacy controllers. All right.